Yeah, if you're not satisfied with three steps of land, you will never be satisfied even with 3 worlds. So the principle of satisfaction was taught. Okay. Volume is low. So क्या होगा? There are many of our friends who are watching online. Hong Kong में वगैरह है ना? Let's see. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Is it fine? Please turn on your videos if it is fine. देखते हैं. If you are able to hear clearly, please turn on videos. अच्छा ठीक. Okay. So then we came to the 10th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, the crux of Srimad-Bhagavatam. That's what we'll be starting now after prayers. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. In Bible, Jesus Christ tells that I have a lot more to tell you, but yet you don't have the ears to hear it. मैं बहुत कुछ बताना चाहता हूं, लेकिन आप लोगों की योग्यता नहीं है. That's what he says. But now we are going to hear something after hearing which we will not be interested in hearing anything else. So सोच समझ के बैठे रहिए. रास्ता अभी भी खुला है. The door is still open. Really, give it a second thought. Because after hearing this, there will be nothing more left to hear. That's what happened to Parikshit Maharaj. He heard so many avataras, amshas, amshakalas, purnas, everything he heard. But when he heard Krishna Katha, after which he was not interested to hear anything else other than Krishna. So keeping the same mood of Parikshit Maharaj intact, we are going to be continuing with the 10th canto of Bhagavatam for the most of the time, and 11th canto of Bhagavatam 5 minutes, 11th 5, 12th 5, 5 minutes mein hum log we will complete and conclude. Is it fine? Varna somebody is there somebody who wants to hear 11th canto? Hearing 11th canto is like hearing Bhagavad Gita again. Pura Bhagavad Gita hai and deeper tattvas are explained. So that's quite a technical section. So but I'll still try to explain some of it. But 5 minutes 11, 5 minutes 12 ऐसे करके we will conclude. So 10th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, the climax of Srimad-Bhagavatam. We started with the appearance of Krishna yesterday. That how Kamsa, he had imprisoned his own sister and brother-in-law. As soon as he heard the prophetic, hey Murkha comes, we also have seen na? Television pe, Murkha comes. So the same prophecy comes, and then what prem he had, sister prem, that turns into sister anger, grudge towards the sister. And he's holding her hair and about to kill. Vasudev uses Samdam, Ved, Danda, and he says, I will give you one by one child. There's one reason behind it, that why Vasudev agrees to give all children. The main reason is Vasudev says, Sare bacche le lo jaldi, aur mujhe Krishna jaldi de do. Please give me Krishna very quickly. So this is a very deep lesson actually, Krishna Janma. Now there was a question asked, why Krishna appears as the 8th son only? Why not as 6th son, 5th son, 4th son? Why 8th? So we need to understand the prison house. Kamsa ka Karagraha. This prison house is prison house of material existence. This is this material world. And Kamsa is compared to the fear of material existence that one has. Devaki is compared to the devotee who is trapped in the material existence. Vasudev is compared to the spiritual master who comes to deliver Devaki in this material existence. And the first 6 children, actually, they were Marichi Kumaras. Marichi Kumaras. Brahma's son is Marichi. And Brahma did Vak Srishti. He produced a Devi called Vak Devi, who is Saraswati, and he got very attracted to his own daughter. And that became a very big controversy in that time. Shiva was after his life. and many more other demigods, other great sages, they disapproved of this activity. But these 6 sons of Mirichi, they they laughed at Brahma. And because they laughed at Brahma, see, mistakes can be committed even by great personalities. But if we laugh, then we participate in the sin. When you're relishing somebody's mistake, that is when you're participating in that mistake, and you also get the associated karma. As a result, these 6 sons, they became Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. They became the 6 anarthas. Unme sab anartha aa gaye. And they also got a curse that you have to come to this material world. From higher planets, chalo, comfort, luxury, sab khatam. Go to the lower planets. And you have to take birth in the earth. So what to do? So they had a desire. Please. We want to, as soon as we die, as soon as we are born, we want to die. Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu. As soon as we are born, please kill us. That's what happened to them. So Kamsa, one by one, he killed the 6 anarthas. So when the anarthas are killed, when we have a healthy fear of material existence. So Prabhupada said, I am very happy with my devotees, but one thing really worries me about my people, my devotees. And that is, they are not sufficiently afraid of Maya. But this healthy fear of Maya is something that can destroy all the 6 anarthas. So 6 children, the 6 anarthas can be destroyed by Devaki. When he has a healthy fear of existence of Kamsa, then the Kamsa, the fear of material existence will destroy the 6 anarthas. And then who comes? Please come to me. After that comes Sankarshan, Balaram, or the appearance of the Guru in the heart. Guru comes. So Balaram comes as the 7th son. And Balaram comes to know what was the logic. Parikshit Maharaj also asked, previously you mentioned he is Rohini Nandan, sometimes you mentioning Devaki Nandan, ek bacche ke ek hi janam mein 2 mata kaise ho sakti hai? How can one person be born from 2 wombs? I'm not able to understand. So this is some special technology. It's called Garbhasthanantara. That means transfer of, even Maya Devi was not aware. She was also shocked. Oh, Krishna instructed, my portion in the form of Ananta will come. Aap kya kijiye? From Devaki's womb, you transfer him to what womb? Rohini's womb in Vrindavan. She was confused. She was scratching her head. I have not heard this. मैंने कभी सुना नहीं ऐसी technology. Okay, I'll explain. Krishna had to give her the knowledge to do that. So Rohini Nandan, Devaki Nandan, like that. So there is a connection between these 2 families. And Balaram, he appears, and what he does, why he appeared in the womb of Devaki? In order to establish the Anantashesh. So he establishes the Anantashesh on which Krishna will appear. So for that he comes. And he comes, the subtle forms of anarthas to be purified. Now there are gross anarthas, there are subtle anarthas. So that subtle purification is not done by material existence. That subtle purification is done by Guru. So he does that intense cleaning, and he makes it very, very spick and span for Krishna to come. And then comes Krishna. And Krishna appears with how many hands? 4 hands. And then that 4-handed form he appeared. Why he showed his 4-handed form? To tell that yes, that prophecy, what was told by demigods, is very true. But Devaki and Vasudeva, they were having Vatsalya. They said, please, 4 haath are chote ho jao, become normal baby. 2 reasons. One reason is you are too big. Kamsa will see you. How can we hide you? Vatsalya was there. Second reason, if somebody hears this news, Are Devaki ke garbh se 4 haath wala bachcha nikla, they will make so much fun of me. So please become normal child now. Please. Normal bano na. Aap normal kyun nahi bante? Even when I was joining the ashram, my parents were also telling, why are you not normal? Be normal na. सब लोग कैसे देखो जॉब करते हैं, शादी करते हैं, बच्चे पैदा करते हैं, नॉर्मल ना. You also be normal ना. There is no logical answer to this question. Normal, I am normal. You have to prove it. So Krishna then after that he agreed, and he spoke in a very deep voice as a child. I gave a lecture last Janmashtami called Mission Impossible. It was in 2020, 2 years back. So there was a topic was Mission Impossible. Actually, that is how Vasudeva takes Krishna from Mathura to Gokul Mahavan. It was practically Mission Impossible. I cannot reveal details, Varna. We will just do that. Nothing else. We will not be able to go in the Bhagavatam. Bhag nahi payenge. Yes. So the whole lesson we can understand is Vasudeva was bound with his hands, legs, neck, everywhere. He was bound. He was not able to move like this. He was not able to move his hand like this. He was not able to move his legs. But as soon as he desired to walk towards Krishna, legs, chain broke open. As soon as he moved towards Krishna, the neck broke. When he bent down, his neck, the chain in the neck, that broke. And as soon as he wanted to pick up Krishna, the chain in his hand broke. So we need to understand Krishna may be a baby, but even as a baby, he is Mukunda, one who can deliver you and liberate you from all the chains. Just the desire to pick up Krishna will break off all these kind of attachments. Both look, they simply never give excuses. Prabhuji, time nahi hai. Prabhuji, bahut kaam pada hai. You start walking towards Krishna like confidently. Vasudeva could have given excuse. What Lord, kya instruction dete ho? I am tied with my neck, hand and legs. बाहर 2 security guard, Z+ security रखी है उसने. And you go out, वो ball गिर जाता है, सिंह है, सांप है. I have to go a long distance. Kamsa can easily capture me. Never give a single excuse. अरे सब अंधेरा है. There is no light. How will I able to see? Yamuna पार करनी है. So many things. Did he give one excuse also? He just walked. This is the path of bhakti. The path of bhakti is just have faith in Krishna. Shabda Shraddha Shabde Viswasa Koi Sudhrudo Nishchoy. Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. Just have that faith and keep walking towards Krishna, and then start picking up Krishna and start walking with Krishna. Just hold Krishna and keep walking. This is the life. And you just keep holding Krishna and walking, you will be able to surpass all the obstacles of Kamsa, all the obstacles of this material world. And finally, at the end of the life, you will land up in Golok Vrindavan. Hari Bol! This is the story. And reverse is also true. Vasudeva went. Of course, if you see Bhagavatam clearly, Krishna was born as Vasudeva Krishna, 400 form in Mathura. And he is born as Vrindavan Krishna in 200 baby form as a twin brother of Maya. Then Vasudeva could not see that. Why? Because he was in Aishwarya Bhav. Because he was having Aishwarya Bhakti, he could not see the Madhurya Krishna. That he could not see. But he exactly is inspired to put Krishna on top of Vasudeva Krishna. He exactly puts there only. And he picks up the girl. And he brings. Now what happens if you pick up Maya? You will be again bound in the jail. That is also explained, reverse. जैसे कृष्ण को रखा, माया को उठाया, फिर से बन गया. Yes, so pick up the right object in your life. That's the lesson we learn from this. We are going through the Bhagavatam journey. We'll only be learning lessons. Okay. Nanda Maharaj goes to pay a visit to Vasudeva, and that time Vasudeva tells he tells Nanda and Vasudeva meet. See, comes many times. He first puts them in the jail, then removes them. Sorry बोलता है, फिर से जेल में डालते, फिर से sorry बोलता है, फिर से जेल में डालते. So this kept going on again and again, many times. So that time he was not in jail, but they secretly meet, and they have a meeting. And that meeting, Vasudeva tells that please go fast to. How is my son? He asks indirectly. None of them knew. Vasudeva was the only person who knew, Vasudeva and Devaki, that Krishna is their son. और किसी को पता नहीं था. So Nanda Maharaj was thinking, we are like such close brothers and friends. So he is considering Krishna to be his son. Very good, very good. अच्छा. Everyone considers him. Now everyone considers Krishna to be their son. इसमें बड़ी बात क्या है? He didn't understand that time. One may ask, I want to give some more good explanations on why those 6 children were killed. There's another explanation. Devaki gives Krishna milk as soon as he is born. That's service. Stanapanam she does. So later on, Krishna brings back the 6 children from Sutal Lok. And that point of time, all the other 6 children, they get Mahaprasad because Krishna had tasted the milk. That was another reason. They wanted to taste that. They didn't want to directly accept milk. And Vasudeva, without even giving milk, had to go, because as soon as milk is given, the mother may develop attachment. She will not give the child. That's why without even giving milk, the Vasudeva takes and gives it. Gives the child. It may look like a very cruel, what a cruel incident. No? Vasudeva, heartless fellow. ऐसे मम्मी और बच्चों को अलग करता है? No, he was eager. You should see the spiritual eagerness. I want to meet Krishna. I want to get Krishna. Yes, that was. Even Narad Muni goes to Kamsa and tells. Narad Muni goes to Kamsa and gives him a flower and smiles. And Kamsa takes the flower. He said, "Kya hai?" Narad Muni said, "I'm not proposing to you." You count how many petals are there. See, counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which was first? Which was 8? मतलब Kamsa says anyone can be first, anyone can be eight. समझ में आया? Kamsa said नहीं समझ में आया. अरे बुद्धू, अरे देवकी के 8 पुत्र है, कौन सा पहला कौन सा दूसरा है? Yes, your Bhuman and your Sukrit, please stand up. These are the 2 children of our Vasudev Chitru and Rangaradhika Mata. Who is the first child? Who is the second child? First, second. वो first, second भी हो सकता है ना? First, second, first, second. If I count from this side, he is first. If I count from that side, he is first. कोई भी first हो सकता है, कोई भी second बैठ जाए. Correct ना? वही logic दिया नारद मुनि ने. 8 कोई भी हो सकता है. That means you have to kill all. Yes, Gurudev. Now, one more Narad Muni, cruel fellow. What are you doing? No, they are all eager that Krishna, you come fast. Let this Kamsa perform more sins so that you come. ये 6 लोग कहीं नहीं जाने वाले. These 6 people are going to remain in Sutal Lok. Later on, Krishna is going to bring them. They know it. Yes, Krishna is going to bring. That is the logic. Krishna, you come fast. Imagine Vasudeva and Devaki get the first child. They're very happy. They get 2. हम दो हमारे दो बहुत खुश. कृष्ण कब आएंगे? कब पता नहीं. That's why they wanted to accelerate. So Vasudeva says one thing, that there are going to be troubles coming to you in Vrindavan. Troubles will come, so beware. And Nanda Maharaj keeps thinking, was Vasudeva is a person who never speaks lies. Now I say, Prabhu, no, I don't agree. He told he will give all children to Kamsa. Why didn't he give Krishna? That's why you have to read Bhagavatam attentively. You don't have to read between the lines, you have to read the lines. Utna kiya to acha hai. So there he says that I will give you children from whom you have no fear. What does he say in the promise? Very intelligently he puts it. I will give you children from whom you don't have fear. For whom you have fear, that I will not give you. That is unspoken. So Vasudeva follows his promise also. He doesn't cheat Kamsa. So whatever he speaks, he is Satyavak. That's why Vasudeva, when he was born, demigod celebrated Rana Kudundubi. So he is Satyavak. So like that, all of them, Kamsa, what he does is Kamsa is going to send demons practically every day. Bhagavatam has an entire synopsis of maybe 17, 18 demons in the record. That's it. But as such, if you see Kamsa every single day sent one demon to disturb Vrindavan, to find Krishna and to kill Krishna. Without even knowing Krishna's name. Do you know that? Kamsa never knew the name of Krishna till the time Guru Narad Muni revealed. It is Guru who gives holy name, na? So Narad Muni just before Dhanur Yagni of Kamsa, that Dhanur Yagni only is the plan of Narad Muni. That is the time he comes to know Krishna. Till the time, Mera Kal, kidhar hai, kaun hai Mera Kal? He used to talk about Kal. So he called him Kal only. Then he comes to know Krishna is the name. Achha, holy name is revealed by Guru. Okay. So till the time, jaake mere Kal ko maro, and everybody was inspired to go to the same place. Krishna had no equal friends. Everyone was elder or younger. Why? Because Putna had killed all the equals. Krishna was the last. So Putna was the beginning. Now we are going to discuss very fast. So who had merged in Vrindavan to Krishna's merging? Who are they? सोच के बताओ तब तक I'll take a sip. Vasudev Krishna and Vrindavan Krishna. Vrindavan Krishna is not interested to kill demons. He is not at all interested. अरे क्या है demon मारना? मैं तो खेलना चाहता हूँ. I like kushti, I like swimming, I like gocharan. Killing demons, nah. This is not my. I don't want to do. So who will do? Vasudev Krishna, you do. तू करेगा? हाँ ठीक है मैं कर लूँगा भगवान. See, Vasudev Krishna is a servant of Vrindavan Krishna also. He says, I will kill. So all the demons were killed by whom? Vasudev Krishna. So Vasudev Krishna has what? 4 weapons. What are they? Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Krishna said not allowed in Vrindavan. Some people say, na, some even goons, they say, hey, gun mat leke jao. Usko pit ke, I want him alive. Don't use any gun. Similarly, he told, don't use any weapons. इनको मारना है लेकिन कैसे मारना है? खेल खेल में मार देना है. Vasudev Krishna says, all right, I will not use my Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Happy? Said, good. Then you are allowed to kill all the demons. So then what happens is Putna comes. In each of the pastime, Leelas everyone knows, you can find out. I'm just discussing the speciality. What is it that makes Janma Karma Chame Divyam? Divya kya banata hai? That is the aspect we are discussing. I can tell Leela, if I tell Leela, khatam. Janmashtami ho jayegi, 12 baj jayenge hamare, tab bhi khatam nahi hoga. So we just take the important lessons for us to learn. So each killing of demon, if you see, it is Vrindavan nobody comes in their proper form. They all disguise and come. कोई भी demon जो है, they don't. Demons actually a very ghastly form, seeing that, ha 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 ha, like that. But most of them take form of animals. Some of them take form of elements. One takes the form of Lakshmi. Who? Putna. So everybody comes in disguise. Cheater fellows. कोई भी अपने स्वरूप में नहीं आता. They all come in disguise. One thing. And with each demon, Krishna shows the power of one limb of his. Putana, lips. Trinavrat, this portion, elbow. Krishna holding like a child holding elbow, mother Teresa holding like this. That's all. He didn't apply force also. And then about Shakatasur, kick, thumb. Govardhan, finger, not a demon, but still. So every Leela, Krishna, what does he do? He displays opulence of one small part of his. Or kuch. In a very sweet manner, playfully, he kills all the demons. Next. Each of these demons who come represents the anarthas or the obstacles we are going to face in order to reach Krishna. So each represents that. That is something we have to learn. So Putana represents what? Putana represents false guru, cheating guru. Now that is one thing which is going to start. The first stumbling block in our life is if we meet the wrong guy. You meet the wrong guru, you're going to get cheated. You will never reach Krishna. And that's the first stumbling block. But the glory is even a small Krishna. Krishna was hardly 6 days old. Even a small Krishna can kill a 12 miles long Putana. Yani ki you attend in our Pune, what is famous is 6-session course. And the 6-session course is called Device, Journey of Self-Discovery in ISKCON Chowpatty. So just you attend the 6-session course, 6 days course. Krishna, 6 days Krishna. You attend this course, big, you will be able to clearly find, ये bogus है. Will be clear. इसका philosophy पूरा bogus है. बकवास बोल रहा है. You can easily make it out just by getting that small knowledge of Krishna. You need not have to be a pure devotee to understand this bogus. Just by attending those 6 sessions, you can clearly expose. That is Putana Leela. Then if you see Shakatasur is like a ghost. He had taken, that ghost had come in the body of, I thought that was a lizard. They were all shaking. Oh my Lord, please take care. Got saved. मुझे लगा छिपकली आ गई क्या? Something how they got disturbed. Yes. So Shakatasur is the old bad habits. The bad habits that haunt a person. They are like ghost. अरे भक्त बनने से पहले ये थे, भक्ति करने के बाद थोड़े दिन के लिए चले गए, फिर से आ गया. He came again. So these are like those bad habits. But for that bad habits, one has to take the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. That is the only option. Yes. So Krishna kicked those bad habits and finished it. Shakatasur, the ghost. And if you see the Puranas, I'm not getting into details, each of these demons, they were all very big guys. If you see who were they in the past life, you will faint. इतने बड़े-बड़े राक्षस थे वो. But they all got one common thing. The common thing is they all got curse from sages. So sage's curse is always a blessing in disguise. Because of the curse of the sage, these people all got mercy of Krishna. That's a common factor among all the demons. Then there is Trinavrat. Trinavrat represents the anartha of pride of learning. Somebody learns too much. That person becomes very proud. And if he becomes proud, he commits offenses. And when you commit offenses, you're allowed to go up. But there's a statement in English which is called as pride cometh before fall. Then you finished. It is said Krishna did not pull Trinavrat. No. Trinavrat fell down because of his own committed offenses and sins. उसी के पाप ने उसको नीचे खींच के जो है चटनी बना दिया. Krishna just, one good thing that Trinavrat did was he held Krishna once. And another lesson we learn is Krishna को आप एक बार पकड़िए, भगवान आपको कभी छोड़ने नहीं वाले. You just hold Krishna once and Krishna is never going to leave you. That is a lesson that we learn in this particular Leela. So if you see, after the Trinavrata Leela happened, then Krishna performs, there are many other Leelas also, like Mrida Bhakshan Leela. Mrida Bhakshan, Mrida means what? Sand, mud. Maiya ka ne maati khai hai, like that. They are all bluffing. They are all envious of me. इसलिए बलराम is also telling, हाँ बलराम उनका पार्टी चेंज कर लिया, मैंने नहीं खाया, तो नहीं खाया तो मुंह खोलो, हाँ जॉनी जॉनी eating sugar like that. खाना खाना, yes mama. Eating mitti, no mama. Telling lies, no mama. Open your mouth. Ah, we just opened it a little bit and showed. He thought Maya dekh lagi. Just sometimes what happens is when we all travel in trains वगैरह, ID card चाहिए. So suppose अपना नहीं तो किसी और का ID card ले लेते हैं. ब्रह्मचर्य all look same. Same hairstyle, same dress. कौन पहचानने वाला है? So the ID card we show from distance only. हाँ okay ठीक है. He is not going to check. He will not take hand and check like this. Face no बिल्कुल नहीं. Just हाँ ठीक है finished. You just show like this ठीक है. So Krishna thought same thing is going to happen with us also. Open your mouth. Ah, finished. But she checked nicely. And there's a reason why Krishna ate mitti. What did Mother Yashoda see in the womb of Krishna? The entire Brahmanda. Not just this Brahmanda, the entire material existence, the opulence of Krishna, the Virat Purush, the entire Brahmanda form, that was seen. So what Krishna wants to say is he wants to give the dust of Vrindavan to the entire universe. That is the reason he ate the mitti. This is one reason. Yes. There's a main reason why he ate matti. Another thing is, Prithvi had cried. Remember in the beginning of 10th canto, she had cried, crying tears she went to Krishna. So he wanted to give her solace. See, I've come to answer your prayers so much that I am eating you. I'll always keep you with me. Yes, belly में Krishna का digestion process ऐसा रहता है, सब कुछ Krishna के belly में रह जाता है. You are there with me always. So that is the way in which Krishna told, yes, I've accepted you. I've accepted you. That is the pastime that Krishna shows. And then, if you see, there is a pastime of so many are there. Where we'll stop? Where we can get lessons, we'll stop there only. I'm not narrating the pastime of Krishna's Damodar Leela. We'll store it for the Damodar month. But we know that's a very sweet pastime. The whole lesson of the Damodar Leela is 2 fingers too short. Our endeavor and Lord's mercy. Next. So like that we get to know. And also again curse. Curse of Narad Muni, Yamal Arjuna trees. Curse is always blessing. Understand? So if you are not able to get blessings of devotee, you will get curse. Of course, we should not do that. But I'm telling you. You should never get curses. You should only get blessings. So Nalakuver, Manigriv, their entire pastime is there. Krishna stealing the gopis' garments. What is the significance of that Leela, you know? That is Krishna taking away the false ego. The dress is also kind of false ego. He's taking away. That is one reason. Second reason behind that is to understand this fact that Krishna has accepted them as husband, because only wife can be without clothes only in front of her husband. So Krishna has accepted them. They all had performed Katyayani Vrat. Krishna is saying, I accept you all as my wife. That is accepted. And of course, Krishna was a small boy. Then we see the killing of Vatsasur and Bakasur. Now, Vatsasur is Asur who took the form of calf. And Krishna lifted him. He just died. He was dizzy. He got dizzy like this and died. And while Krishna was doing, this was Krishna's favorite pastime. Ghuma ke marna kisi ko. Ghuma. Like that. That is the pastime. Vatsasura. So Vatsasura is a tendency which is to innocent, be trying to show off pretense, duplicity. Yeah, showing off very innocent face like a calf, but inside being a very malicious person. Duplicity. That is Vatsasura. Similar is even Arishtasura. He is also like that only. He had taken the form of Dharma, the bull. And he was galloping in such a way that many of the cows and people were getting miscarriages. And after Krishna killed Aghasur, that led to the pastime of appearance of Radha Kund and Sham Kund. That is the whole reason Aghasur Vada happens. Because the gopis say you are sinful. You have to bring all the whole Saptah Nadis and take bath. And Krishna calls them. And that becomes Sham Kund, Arishtasur. And Radha Kund, Sham Kund, there is if you take Govardhan Parikrama, there is a place called Aritagram there. Aritagram, that place is called. It's very near to that. Sham Kund and Radha Kund. Before that, the famous pastime of Aghasur takes place. That is where Parikshit Maharaj's attentiveness is tested. Aghasur. Aghasur is that demon who had opened his mouth. अरे बकासुर को मार दिया, पूतना को मार दिया, मेरे दो भाई बहन को मार दिया, मैं तुमको सबको मारूंगा. His logic was, I'll kill Krishna, I'll kill all the Gopas, and Vrindavan will die automatically. They'll all commit suicide. So he was opening his mouth, aspiring Krishna will go inside. But why will Krishna go in the mouth of such a sinful person? But the Aghasur pastime shows us the tendency of a devotee to knowingly commit sin. The devotees understood. I think this mountain that you see is the teeth of this snake. The red sun, the two suns you are able to see, that's the eyes of this monster. And the fishy smell is because of that animals that this person has eaten. This is a demon surely. And this is so what? Krishna will save us. So this is called Jaan Bujkar Paap Karna. Knowing that it is dangerous, knowing that it is sinful, still you want to enter into the mouth of Aghasur. These tendencies devotees should not exhibit. That's a warning, a word of caution given to all of us. Aghasur. But one good thing about Aghasur was he gave pleasure to the cowherd boys. And because he gave pleasure to the cowherd boys, he did not just get mukti, he got Sarupya Mukti. He got the four-handed form of Narayana in the Vaikuntha Lok. He's one of the demons who got the four-handed form. Putana also was delivered. Putana got the form of Dhatri, nurse. She was Ratnamala in past life, Bali Maharaj's sister. After seeing Vamana Dev, she wanted to feed him milk, at the same time kill him also, because he took away my brother's 3 footsteps. And this Aghasur pastime was narrated after 1 year. That is when Parikshit Maharaj, 1 saal kyun laga? That time what happened? Brahma Mohan Leela. And why did Brahma Mohan Leela happen? You all demigods take birth in the family of Yadus. Khud chhut gaya wo. Puraiva pumsavadito dharajjaro bhavadviramshir yadusupajanyakam. He reads the message as it is. God sends an SMS, you all take birth. So he announces in the mind, you all take birth. Are khud ka kya? Are you going to take birth or not? No. That is why in the next life he takes birth as Haridas Thakur. He says, I want to come as Haridas Thakur. Now this time I'll take birth in the Leela, and please don't give me any big post or position. Make me so fallen that I'm very humble. And I want to attain the principle of humility. Trinadapi sunichena tarore pasya vishnuna amanina manadina, so that I can do kirtani sadhari. Give me that facility. And Lord says, Tathastu. I'll make you Namacharya. That's the facility that Brahma gets as Haridas Thakur. Moving on. Then we have Kaliya. Now the demon Kaliya represents what? Envy. Kaliya represents envy. So now Kaliya is one person who is not killed by Krishna. We say Kaliya Daman, not Kaliya Vad. Why? Because he was associated with devotees. His Naga Patnis, his wives were devotees, isliye bach gaya. They all had begged, devotees begged, just so that he doesn't have to. And Kaliya lost all his poison. Krishna had pounded on him repeatedly and taken out all his poison, and it was all gone. He was weak. So he represents envy. Now there are 2 demons who are not killed by Krishna, but they are killed by Balaram. Why? Because they represent these 2 anarthas which are killed by Guru and not by Krishna. And these 2 demons are Dhenukasur and Pralambasur. Dhenukasur represents ignorance. Yes. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So Dhenukasur is ignorance, donkey. That's why if you don't know something, you donkey, itna bhi nahi pata, people criticize. You donkey, gadhe. Like that you call. You don't perform nicely in studies, you don't know something. Gadhe. Gadhe ki tarah kar raha hai. Gada. Gada kahika. Like that people say, ignorance. So Dhenukasur also represents ignorance. And who kills the ignorance? Guru. Balramji. And second is Pralambasura. Beta. Pralambasura represents subtle lust. Yes. ध्यान से सुन रहे हैं ना बोलिए. अच्छा आयुष गया. आयुष्मान भव. आएगा वो प्रसाद ले रहा है शायद. अंदर देखिए. भाई किधर है? हाँ पढ़ाई कर रहा है. ही हैज एग्जाम्स. प्रसाद ले रहा है. प्रसाद लेके पढ़ाई कर रहा है. नाइस. So where were we? Subtle lust. So this subtle lust is destroyed by Guru again. Puja, Labha, Pratishtha, Sukarira, Vishtha. So this subtle lust is destroyed by Sri Guru. And how does exactly he destroy? By Mushti Prahar. One beating he destroys Pralambasur. Because Pralambasur thought that Hare Krishna is so powerful, his track record is so perfect. I want to destroy somebody easier. Balram लगता है थोड़ा कमजोर, इसको मार देते हैं. उसके बाद कृष्ण को मारेंगे, confidence आएगा. So he wanted to kill Balram. So what did he do in a game? He behaved like a Gopa and he took the side of Krishna so that I can fight with Balram. And Balram said always wins. So then the team who wins will sit on the top of the team who loses. So he was taking that boy and going. So Balram, when he was taking Balram to another place, and he took Balram to a place called Bhandirvan. It's very far. A place called Bhandirvan. In Govardhan Eco Village, very nicely you can see the pastimes which are placed there. So Bhandirvan there is Pralambasur Leela. And the moment Balram understands, "Arey, ye to koi Gop balak nahi hai. This fellow is Asura." He gives one mushti prahar, one beating, and Pralambasur is gone. So that's what happens to lust. If you have this subtle lust, just go in front of Guru, surrender. Guru will chastise. If he sees puja, labh, pratishtha, he will chastise, he will punish, and by that we will get purified. So that is the Leela of Pralambasura. Okay. So after that, there are some Gitas which are very esoteric Geet. There is Venu Geet, there is Brahmara Geet, there is Yugala Geet. Yes, there is Gopi Geet. So these all Gitas, first we'll understand Bhagavad Gita. Then all other Gitas we'll understand properly. So I'm not explaining. The demon who performed the most atrocities in Vrindavan, not a demon, a person who actually performed the maximum trouble to Vrindavan is Indra. All other demons, maximum 7 minutes, 7 ghanta. Indra, 7 days and 7 nights. Other demons, just some section. वो भी थोड़ा किसी को damage. There was no collateral damage, not even a single. But Indra had actually troubled the entire Vrindavan. But when there is a touch of the Supreme Lord from down, you are in contact with Supreme Lord. Govardhan ka baal bhi baka nahi hua. Nothing, not a blade of grass could move. Another reason behind this is Krishna had deputed Sudarshan Chakra above. And the Sudarshan Chakra was revolving in full speed, and whatever waters would come, Indra would throw pillars and pillars. He had called Samvartaka clouds, which are meant at the time of destruction. Pralay ke kaal pe. And he told you constant, now that was intense. See, Pralay kaal pe pure bhumi ke upar dalte hain. Pure Brahmand ke upar dalte hain. But the entire intensity focused on 84 Kos Dham, that Vrindavan. Udhar hi dalo. It was very concentrated thing, right? Very concentrated effort. For 7 days, 7 nights continuously. And everything got over. Khatam, hamara stock khatam ho gaya. We are out of stock. That's what happened. And that Chakra Tirtha, because of that Chakra was very beautifully swinging, Govardhan gives a special place to Sudarshan Chakra there called Chakra Tirtha. That today also is there, Chakra Tirtha Dham in Govardhan. So if you do Govardhan Parikrama, there are beautiful places like a peacock form of Govardhan. There's Puchri, there is the neck of Govardhan, there's a Mukharvind of Govardhan, there's a neck, there's a tongue of Govardhan, many things are there. Beautiful, you'll see Govardhan Darshan. And Ras Leela, Rasa Panchadhyaya. Actually, this is the most confidential. Srila Prabhupada was asked, what is Ras Leela? And Srila Prabhupada said, I am not qualified. So who am I to explain about this? Prabhupada said, after humility, he said that I am not qualified. But as such, this is Rasa Panchadhyaya. These 5 is the most confidential. Out of the entire pastimes of Lord, it is said the Purushavatar Leela, the pastime of creation, is the most confidential. Among all the Purush Leela, even more confidential than Purush Leela is the Leela of different non-human avatars, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narsimha. But in that also the Mahanaviya Leela, Parshurama, Rama, these are all more confidential. And amongst all those confidential Leela, Krishna Leela is most confidential. In Krishna Leela also, Vrindavan Leela is most confidential, more than Dwarka and Mathura. In Vrindavan Leela, more confidential is Krishna's Leela with the gopis. And even in the gopis, Krishna's Leela with Srimati Radharani is the most confidential subject matter. And that is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to give all of us. Anarpitam charim chirat karunaya avatirna kalau samarpayitu munnato jvala asam subhaktim shriya. That's what he had come to give. Then there is the pastime of killing of the demon Keshi, Shankachud. So these are all different pastimes which happen, and finally there is pastime of Vyomasur. Now Vyomasur is the last. Yeah, Kamsa was telling, "Arey, kahan mera kal? Where is my kal?" Then Narad Muni comes. As soon as Narad Muni comes, Kamsa's, all of you get out. Only me and Gurudev. Kamsa sits down, gives Narad Muni the seat on top, and start massaging his feet. Gurudev, boliye na. What should I do? The Kal is going to kill me. Then Narad Muni says, "Don't worry. Your Kal's name is Krishna. What should I do? You tell me the full plan." देखो, होम ग्राउंड में कोई भी टीम अच्छे से खेल सकती है. You call them here. Let us have a tour, Krishna tour of मथुरा. और अपने क्षेत्र में हम लोग जो है अच्छे से मारेंगे उसको. Said, very good idea. What else you should do? He says, you invite, they will not come. They'll run away. So you send some very nice person who is very dear. Are very dear? कौन है? Akrur. Yes, send Akrura. And then after that, what else to do? He says, invite him for what? Dhanur. You perform a Dhanur Yajna. Invite Dhanur Yajna ke liye. Okay. And in case after Dhanur Yajna is done, then what? You have a very big elephant, right? Koelyapid. Put Koelyapid in front of the entrance, and entrance में खत्म हो जाएगा. Don't worry. And you invite them to, if in case उधर कुछ नहीं बच के निकल जाते, तो wrestling arena में you have many powerful wrestlers. वो तो मार देंगे. It's a wonderful plan. Thank you, Gurudev. But still, after knowing the full plan, also he does something whimsically by sending Vyomasur. Vyomasur is the bat demon. Now, this bat demon is the most dangerous demon in all of our life. What is that? The bat demon represents not Batman. It represents mind. It represents mind. Because what did Vyomasur do? Vyomasur went as Prabodh, a Gopa. And he went very innocently. Prabodh, you stayed at home now. Krishna, what will I do alone in home? I want to play, so I came. Tell no, Krishna, tell what game is going on. Krishna, tell me now. He said, we are playing the game of lambs, the thief, and the shepherds. He said, what happens in this game? Okay, then he explained that you have to, the protectors have to guard the lambs, and the thieves have to steal them. And he said, tell no, Krishna, tell no, what should I be, Krishna? He says, okay, you be the thief. He becomes very happy. This foolish boy has made my work very easy. The lambs don't know that the lion has come. Okay, he says that. And then he starts stealing one by one all the cowherd boys and putting them under a cave. And they were, Krishna, they were calling, and they were taken. So one by one, all his friends and calves, everyone was taken and put under a cave. So what is this? This is called mind. So this is mind. This mind is not called man. This mind is called Dushman. Imagine you book an Ola cab. Yes, you book Ola cab. You go sit inside the cab, and after you're sitting inside the cab, you tell Bhaiya, Bhakti Yoga Club Kharadi leke jao. And the cab driver says, okay, we'll take you, sir. And as per the app, it is showing your destination will arrive in 20 minutes. But पिछले 1 घंटे से वो आया नहीं है. And suddenly you observe that the place is becoming dark. There are no street lights. The human population is reduced. What will you do? 100? Police. Scream, get out, run, kuch bhi karo. You will understand that this is not. ये cab वाला is a con man. ये धोखेबाज है. You will immediately realize you will do something. You will take action immediately because this fellow's intention to kill me probably. नहीं कुछ गड़बड़ है. Similarly, you tell the mind that I want to be with Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Are you with Krishna? Yes? No. Mind roams everywhere else other than Krishna. Krishna को छोड़ के सब में मन लगता है. This is called Vyomasur. Takes you into the dark cave of Maya, the dark cave of ignorance where you can be comfortably away from Krishna. The most deadliest demon. And then Akrura comes. As soon as Akrura comes, sends Akrura with a golden chariot. He thought that he'll impress. Dekho, nayi gaadi hai, chabi, tumhare liye. It's like that. New Rath for you, golden Rath. And Akrura says, very good move. Why? Because I didn't want Krishna to sit on a Rath which you have used. Tera used Rath pe Krishna ko nahi bithayenge. And 38th chapter describes how Akrura enters Vrindavan. Each time we go to Vrindavan, we should meditate on how Akrura, he is known for Vandana. There is Navvidha Bhakti, we call Navvidha Bhakti. Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasya Re पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंदन अभय चरण रविंद रे. So like this we sing this bhajan. So who is the personality who represents Shravanam? Parikshit Maharaj, the way he heard Bhagavatam. Kirtanam, Shukadev Goswami. Smaranam, Prahlad Maharaj, the way he remembered Krishna always. Padasevanam, Mother Lakshmi. Archanam, Prithu Maharaj. Vandanam, Akrur. The way he offered intense prayers, Lalasamayi prayers. He had that great eagerness to meet Krishna. Vandanam, Dasyam, Hanuman. Sakhyam, Arjun. Atmanivedanam, Bali Maharaj. And all in one, Ambrish Maharaj. So that is described in, we hear this. So we have taken a backward glance. This is called Simhavalokan. We have discussed all these pastimes. So we have taken a backward glance and seen everything. That's how a lion does. Lion goes 3-4 steps and then turns back and sees if the enemy is properly not following me, right? His enemy is dead. Then again goes take a few steps ahead. So that's how we should read Shastras also. We should do Simhavalok. After you've gone ahead, look back and again revise certain concepts. That's a very good way of learning Shastras. And Akrur comes and he blows a conch. Chank baja ke Krishna ko leke jate hain. And because Akrur blow conch, even today, in any of the traditional Vrindavan temples, there is no blowing of conch. They don't blow conch. Kyunki shank bajayenge, hamare Thakur ji chale jayenge. That's why they never blow conch. This is the bhav of Vrajavasis. And then Krishna goes to Mathura. In the Daryur Yagnya, just as Prabhu Shri Ramachandra broke the Shiva Dhanush, like that Krishna breaks the Dhanush of the Yagnya and invites the wrath of Kamsa. There in Mathura also, he gives mercy to many devotees. By the washerman, he gives a kung fu shot. Ek shot. With one chop, he beheads him. Can you imagine? One chop and he is beheaded. Even Bruce Lee cannot do that. The kung fu champion Bruce Lee. Aise maar ke sir nahi hoda. You cannot cut. You need some sword or something, right? Bhagwan, he takes a hand and his head is broken from there. Because he did not give the clothes to Kamsa's clothes. These are days of Kams ke liye hai. Tumhare liye nahi. Then Krishna beats him. On the other hand, all others, Sudama the florist. And also we see the Trivakra, Kubja. She paints Krishna with very nice yellow paint and Balram with blue paint. ऐसे करके वो पूरा ointment, color वाला ointment लगा देती है. And thus Krishna, what he does, he just puts his feet on her feet and gives a jerk and Kubja stands up. You know who is Kubja actually? Kubja is the earth who is burdened. And Krishna comes to tell that I am here with my pastimes. I am going to immediately relieve your burden. Very soon, Kamsa is going to die. He is the burden, the first burden. And then we know how Krishna defeats Kuvalipid. Kuvalipid was as tall as sky. He was blocking the whole entrance. And Kamsa was very sure that Krishna is going to die here. Kuvalipid will trample him. But Krishna broke the tooth of Kuvalipid and pierced him. And one teeth Krishna and one teeth Balram, they both marching and they were entering. There's a beautiful scene there. Malla naam shanendra naam naravara stri naam maro murtiman gopanam swajanam chatam shiti bhujam shashva swafitro shisho mrityur bhoja pater virata vidusham tattvam param yoginam vrishninam paradevate tiditum grangam gata sagraja. There's a beautiful sloka which tells that how Krishna is Rasaraj. That means everybody was looking at same Krishna, but they had different rasa. Mallanam Ashanair. Those who were Mallyud, Shal, Toshal, all of them, Chanur, Mushtik, they saw that lightning. Lightning has come. Kya? Bijli chamki. You don't know, they came with that white, big, Kuvalipid was huge. You can imagine how big his teeth would have been. Bada sa teeth ke saath march karte Krishna, Balram, they came like this. Lightning has come. Strinam smaro murtiman. So the women, they said, Sakshat, somebody more beautiful than Cupid has come in such a beautiful form, so handsome. Gopanam Swajanam. So all the Gopas, hey, mera friend hai, mera dost hai, pata hai, hey, he is my friend. Like that they were telling, mera dost. So that's what is the mood of the Gopas. Then who were the Asatam Shiti Ujam Shvashta? Those who were the atheistic kings. These atheistic kings saw Krishna as the punisher. Arey, हमारा what all sins we have performed, he's come to punish us. हमको मारने वाले दंडा मारने के लिए आ गए. Aham danda daro raja. A king always has a chastising staff. So he's carrying the staff and coming to beat us on our head. That's what they saw. Sashta swapitro shishu. And all those who were elderly cowherd men, because Nanda Maharaj and many more cowherd men, they had let come. They all saw Krishna as Shishu, small child, हमारा बच्चा है. मृत्युर भोजपदे Krishna, Kamsa saw and he felt, अरे ये तो मेरा मृत्यु ही है, he is my Kal. And you know what is the beauty of philosophy? Prabhupada writes very beautifully in the Bhagavatam that just because Kamsa thought as of Krishna as Mrityu and he contemplated, he cannot be defeated. Just by thinking that much, he attained moksha. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoviti tattvita tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti sojana. If you understand Krishna fully, you will go to Golok. But even if you understand Krishna partially, you will be liberated. That's what Kamsa proved. Partially understood Krishna that he cannot be defeated. That much was good enough for him to attain liberation. That's what happened. Mrityur bhojapater virat avidusham. Those were fools, the foolish jnanis. The foolish jnani, oh, they were sitting there, they thought that Virat Purush has come. Arey, nonsense. We all studied Virat Purush, right, on the first day. Such a boring thing. Of course, nobody slept. That was my fortune, good fortune. And online also, nobody turned off their videos. That's again my good fortune. Abhi bhi on hai sabka video. Kya baat hai? Kya baat hai? Kha rahe lekin video on hai. Nahi, aisa nahi. काम कर रहे किचन में फिर भी वीडियो ऑन है. वीडियो देख रहे फिर भी वीडियो ऑन है. No, just joking. You're all such wonderful. I cannot have this kind of sincerity. I can tell you, I'm not a sincere student. One of them asked me my Bhakti Vedanta notes. I said, मैं कुछ नहीं हूँ. I never make notes. I never made Bhakti Shastri notes. You were all so sincere. मेरे को समझ में भी नहीं आया. I never understood anything. Now also I don't know anything. So like very sincere. Then who else? Mrityur bhojapare virat avidusham tatvam param yoginam. Yogi said, oh, he is the Paramatma who has come out. Andar rehte Paramatma, bahar aa gaya, kya baat hai? So that was yogis. Vrishni naam, those were Vrishnis, Krishna's own family members there. Paradevati, ye hamare kul devata hai. Paradevati vidtum jastas rangam gatas sagrija. So along with his Agraj, along with his elder brother, he had entered into the Ranga Bhumi. And then sure enough, Chal, Toshal, Chanur, Mushtik, and finally Kamsa with one shot was delivered. And then Krishna liberates Vasudev, Devaki, Ugrasen. And then actually, why doesn't Krishna go back to Vrindavan? Because there were many more enemies of Krishna who will keep coming. For 11 years, they all have troubled my Vrajavasis. I don't want any more danger. Abhi to main bada bhi ho gaya hu. And now I am exposed. Everyone knows me. So there will be more enemies who will come and attack me. I have killed Kamsa. Jarasandha is going to come and attack me. I don't want my Vrajavasis to get hurt. That's why he tells Nand Maharaj, you go back. I'll come after some 2-3 days. Pakka? Yeah. For gopis, he told, I'll come Parso. Kab aoge Krishna? Parso. That gaon ka naam Parso ho gaya. But Bhagwan kabhi nahi hai. Barso, he actually said. Barso. After many. And Krishna does come. After 125th year of pastime, Krishna does come in the Golok Vrindavan. He gives everyone a darshan of Golok Vrindavan and takes everybody to that, from Bhulok to Golok. That's called Golok Express, and he takes everyone. So he fulfills his promise. Barso ke baad aayenge. Parso nahi, barso ke baad. They hear it as Parso, out of their eagerness. So coming back to Mathura, then Krishna, as soon as Kamsa's wad is over, immediately sends Akrur go to Hastinapur. Dekhiye how dear are Pandavas. Immediately he starts meditating on Pandav. Comes ho gaya, Pandavas. Now after that, Krishna's whole life is for Pandav. He sends Akrur and says, Jaake raho thoda. You stay there for some time. Akrur goes and stays for 7-8 months. And see how Dhritarashtra is behaving with my brothers. And give him a strong warning and come back. मेरे भाई लोगों के साथ गड़बड़ किया छोड़ूंगा नहीं तेरे को. Give him warning. Akrura gives a warning in a very deep. Akrura, very intelligent person, minister. He very nicely gives. ऐसा समझ में आता है. Dhritarashtra understands also, at the same time doesn't get offended. That's how he speaks. So immediately he starts thinking about Pandavas. And then Vasudeva has one concern. Hare, my boy, he stayed in village. The कौन से college में IIT में वगैरह admission नहीं हुआ, इसका अच्छा college में admission करना चाहिए. So he got him enrolled in Sandipini Guru's ashram. And that is where Krishna, Balram and Sudama were classmates. And 64 kalas they studied in 64 days. That means it's as good as getting 64 PhD degrees in 64 days. Why they could do this? This is explained in the 88th chapter of Bhagavatam, 80 and 81. There it is explained. In Sudama meets Krishna. Krishna had been obedient to Guru and he had pleased his Guru. So this section teaches us the importance of pleasing the Guru. You please Guru. Bali Maharaj pleased his Guru and he became so empowered. Indra offended his Guru, he lost all the powers, he lost all his opulence. And because Krishna and Sudama pleased the Guru, they stuck on with the mission of Guru, they stuck on with their friendship and relationship. Krishna and Sudama got 3 blessings. The first blessing, Guru said, hey Krishna, anything that you will be the fastest, you will be a super learner. Whatever you learn instantly, you will be able to grasp it. You will assimilate the concept. Super learner. The second blessing he gave was, whatever you learn, you will never forget. And the third blessing was, whatever you teach, the world will never forget. Bhagavad Gita. As a 3 blessings he had given. So even Krishna got the blessings of his Guru and then displayed this greatness. So this entire section of Krishna's Sandipini Guru Lila, although it was only for 64 days, still we need to understand that this pastime taught us the importance of pleasing Guru very much. And then what happens? And then comes the pastime of, straight away we are going forward, Krishna's marriage. अभी बहुत एक के बाद एक बहुत शादी होने वाली है. Krishna marries. The first queen he marries is Rukmini. And he actually, Jarasan came 17 times with 23 Akshavini Senas. Much more than the Sena which fought in the Kurukshetra. And each time it would come, the entire Yadu Sena has to be ready. Chalo, maar ke aate isko. Krishna Balram used to say, stop. Hum dono jaake sab finish karke aa jayenge. And Krishna Balram alone used to finish 23 Akshavini Senas and leave Jarasan. And Jarasan was like, he used to do uttak better. Sorry, Krishna. I will not do any more sins. I'll become good boy. I'll go to the forest and chant Hare Krishna constantly. Okay, next time nahi karuga. No, nahi karunga. Sorry. Ja. And what Jarasan used to do is to collect more demons and come. Again 23 Akshavinis. So that is why Krishna has to leave him. Why? This is called work from home. I don't have to go and do this work. All I can do is work from home. I'll remain at home. Let the demons come. So Krishna invented this concept of work from home. Yeah. So then let me be here and the demons are going to come on their own. And this is the beauty of how Krishna killed all these demons together, just sitting in one place. And then the 18th time when Jarasan came, at that particular point, there's another before one Leela called Muchukunda, deliverance of Muchukunda. That's a very big story. Kaliya comes and Krishna doesn't like to, he didn't want to kill him because I don't want to touch this sinful fellow. Such a sinful fellow, I don't want to touch him. Chuna nahi usko. So Krishna just walks and Kaliya is running. Full speed, Krishna is walking. Krishna is walking 1 meter per second. Kaliya is running 20 meter per second. Distance between them, 3 meters. Calculate how much time you should be able to catch. Physics, IIT. Question. Oh, that was many years back. Physics का Newton's laws of motion लगाओ. मुझे भी याद नहीं है ज़्यादा अभी. V is equal to U plus 80. अरे कोई कौन, you must be knowing this. V square minus U square equal to 2AS. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Thank you. कुछ तो याद है. क्या होगा? अच्छा अच्छा, हमारे बच्चे तो लिबरेटेड हो गए उससे. हमारे बच्चे बड़े हो गए, मेरे भी बड़े बच्चे. मेरे बच्चे सब शादी हो गया, दाढ़ी आ गई सबकी. मेरे बच्चे 2 टाइप के, एक दाढ़ी वाले, एक गाड़ी वाले. बड़े लोग. So my kids are all bigger than yours. So no scope. All right, coming back. So like this, you apply logic. You cannot apply logic in Krishna Leela. So Krishna takes him inside a gufa. Then Muchukunda opens his eyes and he burns Kaliya. But he's not able to burn Krishna. Then there is a flashback story of who's Muchukunda. Muchukunda comes in the dynasty of Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku. Remember? Because he sneezed. Manu had sneezed and from his sneeze came Ikshvaku. His name is Ikshvaku. like that. Naam kaise naam hote hain na? So he's Ikshvaku Nandan. He comes there only, Muchikund. And he was a brilliant fighter. He had fought for a long time. देवता लोग ऐसे लोग होते बहुत मेहनत कराते. They do lot of मेहनत. देते भी अच्छा, pay is good. Normally that's what happens in corporate, right? They good pay, अच्छे से जो है निचोड़ के लेंगे. They're going to squeeze a lot from you. So they also give nicely. The perks are all very good, facilities are good, but these guys बहुत मेहनत कराते हैं. Practically his entire dynasty was gone. उसके बाद छोड़ दिया उसको. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your services. Can we do some favor for you? He said, yes. The only favor you can do for me is I want to sleep. And anyone who comes, फिर से ये लोग फिर से आएंगे, मुझे पता है. So anyone who comes to disturb me, I'll open eyes that person will get burnt. And what Krishna had done was, Krishna went to Muchikund and put his dhoti on, his Angavastra on Muchikund. And Kaliya came tired. Hey Krishna, you made me run so much. यार तू अच्छे से सो रहा है कराटे मार के. Rascal, get up and fight. And he was not good. Like that, he was sneezing nicely. Big fellow. And he said, Krishna, you are getting up and fighting or not? Coming like this and sleeping. And he kicked him. That is when Muchikunda opened. Yeah. So Muchikunda later on becomes Pundlik. That is the Leela which is said in Pandharpur. Because he says, you will become a Brahmana and you will take part in my other pastime. Right now, you have Satyuga's body. He had body of Satyug. Satyug means huge body. Abhi kaun sa time hai? Almost Kaliya aane hi wala hai. So Muchikunda came out also. He saw that trees have become so small. He was shocked. Animals have also become so small. Oh, I think Kaliya is happening. There is no more Satyug. So I better not be here. So Krishna could have, if he would have taken him, all his friends would have got scared. Arey, kisko leke aa gaya tu bhai? Kumbhakaran part 2. Bada sa ekdam. So they all would have got scared. So this is next Leela. Some other Leela you come. Now everyone will get scared. Na? So he tells. So Krishna is very sensitive to devotees. So like that we hear. Then we hear the beautiful pastime of how Rukmini Mangalam. That's what we hear. Oh, Bapre, I didn't see the time. What should we do? I forgot. That's what happens when you speak. I'm avoiding. I'm not entering into the Leela. I'm just taking the glass, touch karke, I'm putting it back. I'm not drinking. Nahi baba, itne log aaye. I'll go. I'll increase. I'll put the next gear. 6th gear. Reverse नहीं. 6th gear डालूंगा अभी. जो the invisible gear. 5 gear ही होते हैं गाड़ी में. 6था डालने वाला हूँ मैं. I'll go fast. So Krishna gets married to Rukmini because Rukmini gets attached to hearing from Krishna. Rukmini had 5 brothers. The eldest one was Rukmini, who's compared to the mind. And the Bhishmaka Raja is compared to intelligence. And the other 4 brothers are compared to 4 senses, and Rukmini is the ears. So the whole point is when the ears have heard about Krishna, the person will fall in love with Krishna. And despite they wanted him to marry Shishupal, who's envy or material world, Maya, but still Rukmini ends up marrying Krishna. That is the whole Leela. Shutva guna bhuvana sundara shanvatam te nirvishya karana vivarai hartonga tapam rupam drisham drishimatam akilartha lapam toyachita vishta chittam apatrapam. So I fell in love with these slokas of Rukmini Mangalam and I memorized all of it. I'm not going to narrate. The main Shutva, hearing, plus. And then comes the pastimes of Lord Krishna. The pastime where he killing of Jarasandha through Bhima. Then Rajsu Yajna of Yudhishthira Maharaj, which happened. Actually, everyone came for Rajsu Yajna. Brahma came, Narad came, Shiva came. Everybody had come. You know why they came? Not for the Yajna, to see Krishna. Because Krishna is going to receive Agra Puja. We're going to see Traivishtapanam Ati Dura Darshanam. Yes. So those who are the drunkards, the real, not these drunkards. Those who drink somras, they are the real drunkards. There's a great difference, huh? ये ड्रिंक किया तो आदमी गया काम से. वो ड्रिंक किया तो बुद्धि बढ़ता है, सेंसेस बढ़ते हैं, पावर बढ़ता है, and you become more awakened. You get longevity of life. This is going to kill. Exact opposite. ये somras don't compare with this beverage. So Traivishtapanam Api Dura Darshan. They all come together to see Krishna. And everywhere the talk is not going, Yajna is going on side mein. We are not bothered. Here they are all comparing the beauty of Krishna with different things. And they're saying, Arey, galat example. Krishna, who said he's like cloud? Hey, wrong example. They're criticizing. He's like moon. No moon. What nonsense, moon. They're criticizing. He's like Kamal. No, Kamal, nonsense. What Kamal? Kamal is nothing compared to Krishna. So like that, they were comparing Krishna with something and others would criticize. Like, galat bola. Wrong. That's what kept happening. And that's how Krishna gave darshan to Muni. 11th. So much darshan Krishna had given that he had gone to many places. Now, in the entire 10th canto, Krishna says to Uddhav, now his best friend, he calls him. Krishna had many best friends. You cannot say Sudama best friend hai, Arjun best friend hai, ki Subal best friend hai, Uddhav, all are best friends. So everything in spiritual life starts with best. So everyone is best friend. So he tells Uddhava, mera time ho gaya. Mera bhi lecture ka time ho gaya. So usi prakar 125 is done. I have gone to Vaikuntha Lok to give darshan to Mahavishnu, Sudarshan, Nanda, Sunanda, all got my darshan. I went to Sutal Lok to take, on the pretext of taking my 6 elder brothers. There I gave darshan to Bali, Prahlad, and all my associates. Even Vamandev could get my darshan. Then I had gone to Vidarbha Kshetra, where Rukmini and all others got darshan. I went to Yamraj, Samyamanipuri, where Yamraj and all his associates got my darshan. I went to Varun Lok. In Varun Lok also, Varun Dev and all my associates got darshan. I went to Swargalok, where Indra, Aditi, Chandra, all of them, they got my association to get the Kundal. We know the pastime, yeah? Of when he killed Narkasur. For that he had gone. So all is over. One place I could not go in this 125 years. देखिए, यानी कि this means to say कि भगवान का भी schedule ना, schedule is such a thing, so don't blame me. भगवान भी सब कुछ अपने schedule में नहीं fit कर पाए थे. So don't point at. Even if Krishna could not do it, what to speak of an insignificant aspiring bhakta like me? It's certainly not possible. I can't fit in everything. So Krishna couldn't fit in schedule. Sorry, मेरा missing हो रहा है. So Uddhava, your Rupa is like mine. Uddhava looked exactly like Krishna. And what dress Krishna would wear yesterday, Uddhava would wear today. And Uddhava was Krishna conscious right from his beginning of birth. He would only play with Krishna dolls. And even when mother is called, Uddhav, breakfast? Nay, first I'll offer bhoga. I have not offered bhoga to Krishna. How can you eat without offering bhoga? So that was Uddhava. And like that consciousness Uddhava had. So he's a student of Brihaspati, having intelligence of Brihaspati. Student of Brihaspati. And he surpassed his guru also. He used to give counseling to Krishna. He was his counselor actually. Minister and counselor of Krishna. And also if you see, Uddhava is a person who could represent Krishna. See, more than presentation of Krishna consciousness, what is important is representation. Presentation anyone can do. Get the PPTs and click the slides and present. Take the knowledge and put it. But Uddhava was the right person to represent him in Himalayas, in Badrikashram. So that place is remaining. There are so many neophyte devotees who don't know about me. So can you go and give that knowledge? So Uddhav, go. But if you have to go and give the knowledge, then I need to get the knowledge. So in order for me to get the knowledge, I should know that. So that is why Krishna discusses the Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita contains all the topics as in Bhagavad Gita, the 3 modes of nature. It talks about the different gunas. It talks about, the Uddhava Gita speaks about science of soul, what is jnana, what is vijnana, everything. And extra topic which is there specifically in Uddhava Gita is the science of deity worship. That science is alive. That is a unique chapter which is there, which is not there in Bhagavad Gita. A unique chapter is dedicated to deity worship. So Krishna explains the process of mukti. That is why the 11th canto's name is Mukti. You know the names of all cantos? 3rd canto, Sarga. 4th canto, Visarga. 5th canto, Sthana. 6th canto, Poshana. 7th canto, Uti. 8th canto, Manvantara. 9th canto, Ishanukata. 10th canto, Ashraya. A child can only take Ashraya of mother. Without mother, child cannot take any Ashraya. Uncles cannot help. No, not like that.
He saw the face and he started missing them.
Hare Krishna. So Guru takes to mother. Yes. Dev. And he was sleeping there nicely. Next, where was I? So that is Uddhav Gita. Before even Uddhav Gita, you need to see the humility of Vasudev. Vasudev had no pride before that. Vasudev, Narad Muni. Narad Muni comes to the house of Vasudev. And Vasudev is sitting down. He makes Narad Muni sit up. And he tells Narad Muni, please tell me how to be Krishna conscious. Please explain me what is Bhagavad Dharma, what is Sanatana Dharma. Please explain. So through Narad Muni, he is hearing Krishna's father is sitting down. You see the humility of the devotees in Krishna Leela. The sitting from Narad Muni, you are father of Krishna. What can I teach you? You are supposed to be teaching, but he has the humility to sit and hear. So Narad Muni, the questions that Vasudeva asks, same questions were asked by Nimi Maharaj to Navayogendras. To each of the 9 questions he asks. So the first 6 chapters of the 11th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam is Nimi Yogendra Samvad. Now that's a very, very amazing section, but I have no time to speak. You all can read yourself. 9 questions, or ek Yogendra, ek answer dete. Kavi, Havir, Antariksha, Drumila, Karbajana, they all answer. So in that section, why it is important, I quoted. In that section, you will find traces and hints of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All 4 yugas, Yuga Avatar is mentioned, there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's hint you will get in the 5th chapter. That's why you should read. Okay. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yajna Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasha. So that comes there. 12th canto of Bhagavatam, I don't need to speak anything because that is something you're observing in Kaliya. And Krishnanand Prabhu, when he comes to Magarpatta, he says, this is not Magarpatta, this is Maya Patta. So you have more realization of me also. I just came for 7 days. We have a place at Erika, but I have never stayed there. Erika row house में. बच्चे लोग माया के बारे में ज्यादा जानते हैं हमसे लगता है. They're relishing more. कृष्णा कथा क्या रिलीज किया पता नहीं, माया कथा अच्छे से रिलीज कर रहे. भाई what is माया? बोल राज कार्तिक they will explain what is माया. स्पेलिंग पता है माया का? बताओ. गुड, बहुत है. गुड, फुल मार्क्स, इतना काफी है. Anyways, so that is the 12th canto of Bhagavatam. 12th canto of Bhagavatam is divided basically into 2 sections. The first section gives the symptoms of Kali Yuga, especially, and the second section gives the conclusion of Bhagavatam. These 2 things are there, and the Bhagavatam concludes with the glories of Bhagavatam, the 13th chapter. So I always wondered when I studied the Bhagavatam for the first time, I felt this 13th chapter should have been the first, but then I realized that the glories of Bhagavatam 13th chapter is there in the last, so that you read that and again go back to first. So it's placed in the right place. So I'd like to quote one sloka and we will end. There I quoted another sloka, here I'll quote a simple one. Namas sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam pranamo dukkha shamanas tam namami harim param. So this is the conclusion. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Purana Brahma Samhitam. This entire Bhagavatam, you read this Purana, you develop taste for only one thing. That is Nama, chanting of holy name. So the entire Bhagavatam is described and to instruct all of us to take seriously the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. The 12th canto of Bhagavatam describes about Nirodha, dissolution. I should explain that. Otherwise, I will not be doing justice because that is the last concept. Nirodha. Nirodha means dissolution. So there are 4 types of dissolution. I'll give very briefly. The first is called Nitya Pralay. Nitya Pralay means there is always destruction happening. Our bodies are now also getting destroyed. Every flash of a second, it's getting destroyed. That's called Nitya Pralay. Destruction is happening. That means the body which we had 1 second ago, we don't have the same one. It's changing. It looks exactly similar as the previous one, but it is changing. Nitya Pralay. The second Pralay is called Naimittika Pralay. Naimittika Pralay happens after every day of Brahma. After every day of Brahma, what happens? The waters get inundated up till Swargalok. Sheshnag is putting out fire. There are so many ghastly winds blowing and tossing everything. So that is called as Naimittika Pralay. And the third Pralay is called as Prakritik Pralay, which happens when the entire universes enter into the body of Mahavishnu. That is the third type of Pralay. And the final Pralay is called as Atyantika Pralay. Now this is the Pralay which devotees should aspire for, because Atyantika Pralay is when the false ego is destroyed. When the false ego is destroyed, that is the real Pralay. Jarayati ashu yakosham jigirno analo yata. So Bhagavatam explains it's only through the process of bhakti that we can dissolve that false ego, as a result of which we can realize our true ego, which is Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nitya Das. And that we realize by the process of chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I thank you all for remaining awake, alert, and alive throughout the entire discussion. I'd like to thank the online participants. My God. Yes, so that is something which is unbelievable. They've kept their videos on, they're hearing with so much of enthusiasm. Yeah, amazing. Too good. Thank you all very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Granthanath Srimad-Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. I want to know the dedications of this Bhagavatam, to whom we are dedicating. One prayer we can have.
We are dedicating it for Marcy's husband, Mr. Puran Baksani.
I know him. I've seen his photo also. So
another Marcy.
I'll announce. So this Bhagavatam Saptah was dedicated, performed by Mr. and Mrs. Gurdasani in the memory of Mr. Buksani and
Mr. Hatiraman.
Yeah.
Ram Hatiraman.
And in the memory of Shriman Ram Hatiraman. So we'd like to pray for these wonderful family members.
For my mom and dad,
Yes.
Hiru Gurdasani and Poonam. And my
And
sister.
for Shriman Hiru Gurdasani ji and Poonam Gurdasani ji, the beloved parents of our Vijay Gurdasani Prabhu.
And my sister Reena Gurdasani.
And his beloved sister, Srimati Reena Gurdasani Mataji. So let's all offer our special prayers so that the discussion of Bhagavatam that we have got, the Falashrutis, all of them are reached to these wonderful souls also. So for this purpose, we'll also chant once again the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And I'm very, very sorry for making it overtime. I lost. Normally, I do keep a track of time. I do end sharp, but then today I really lost a track of time. Happens in Krishna Leela. Can make anyone forget time. Huh? Thank you. Thank you.
We would like to thank His Grace Sanatan Dhan Prabhu for giving us his valuable time for the last so many days along with His Grace Sutta Goswami Prabhu, who is also here. So we'd like to thank them by loudly chanting our It was really wonderful, and I think everyone relished it. We'll be looking forward for the recordings to again and again hear those wonderful questions.
Hare Krishna. I wish I could have prepared. I didn't get any time to prepare for the sessions. I'll be more proud because session Bhagavad Saptah was announced one day before. And I was not planning to give. Then I thought, चला अपने लोग हैं, मगर पट्टा भी अपना है, क्या करें, कर देते हैं. So it was overnight we planned. Remember, I told very